I suppose you're all wondering, what's this? Video where you're not on your way to work? Well, yes, it is. Still at night though, because yeah, I'm that kind of shithead. I don't seem to get the availability to go out through the day. I did earlier, but that was to take my car to an MOT garage. A little bit further than I would have liked, but never mind. But there is a system to the madness. I take my car to a place further away so that the service is A, better, and B, it's taken in by a guy I know won't fuck me around and will get it done for the right price. And if it can be avoided for a short time, he will, you know, put it down as an advisory if it can be. Good garage, good guy. So that's what you need. But that in tow meant that I did a 4.8 mile walk home. So my feet are fucking knackered now. Thought I'd give you a nice little run around of the nightlife of Chester area. I'm actually going somewhere. I'm going out of Chester to Winsford, so see my cousin again. Has been some time, you know, work, Christmas and other. But she got some good news recently, so I said, oh, well, bloody hell, you'll have to tell me, I'll come up if you're available. And she said yes, so I was like, buzzing, see you later. But of course, with everything else that I've had going on, a daytime visit has not been possible. So busy, so busy. Oh well, that was a little bit of a jaunt, but never mind. It's a good thing petrol's really expensive, otherwise I might be upset. Never mind, it's all good. Just need to remember on the way home, that's the key point in it. Alright then, getting back to the original topic prior to my little diversions around the houses. Other news! Me and my partner have actually managed to get in and schedule our date for marriage, so that'll be in early August. We had to do our giving notice, which we did the other day. I'd like to say it went a bit smoother, but it didn't. But yeah, we got it done. We're all set. Fucking get crushed back there. Oh dear. It is a bit silly, this whole section. This used to be 2 lanes all the way up, and for some reason they've dictated that they'd leave both lanes going straight on there with actual straight on like access, but then only 1 lane over here. It's bound to cause those kind of conflicts. And silly people who were having road rage and things like that, not paying attention to what they're doing. Fucking numpty, you need to learn to drive, dickhead. Oh, it's all good fun. I normally travel out this way a bit later, so it's a bit quieter. Not as much stupidity and drama, to be honest, because there is one thing to be said for night riding: it's quieter. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, I do appreciate a quieter ride. The less shit you have to deal with, the better. But yeah, there's not much else to update you on, really. Like I say, the wedding's all going ahead fine, it's all paid for already, ish. Nah, it's the, fuck, I keep forgetting the name of it. After the ceremony. That bit. Fucking Jesus. Oh. It's gone, my brain's not functioning. Give me a minute. There'll be an edit, there'll be a cut where it'll come to me. Reception, hey, fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're not doing things traditional, we're having a nice little registry office do with close family, and then we are going to a pub slash restaurant for a meal with the people that we've invited. Unfortunately, due to COVID and everything else, we're having to not invite a lot of people. So it's literally just going to be like parents, siblings and 2 grandparents to keep the numbers within the limits. They've said the limits may go up by that time, but they said be prepared to, you know, just in case they lower it again for whatever reason regarding COVID. Yes. So we ultimately decided, rather than putting off our wedding for another fucking year, which is what we've, well, no, 2 years now. We've put our wedding off for 2 years because of all this, so it was like, well, fuck this noise now, it's happening and I'm fed up of waiting. So there we go. It's all very go. Yeah, a lot of stress. Getting, you know, the giving notice appointment, setting up the wedding, because you have to do it all online nowadays, which I'm normally happy about. I prefer dealing with things online because they are much easier, you've got a better record of things, but it's not always that simple. But we're good, we're getting there. It is shockingly cold in the UK. I'm actually wearing like a really nice shirt the missus got me for my birthday. It's very warm, so I'm not having problems on my torso at the moment, but my fingers and my ankles, they're feeling it. Hopefully my cousin will have a brew on when I get there. She better. I'll be disappointed if she hasn't. Tell you what's been spiking my interest again though is paranormal stuff. It's a wide and varied topic, and I would never dream of going into it too much. But I've always been fascinated. A couple of things through my life I couldn't explain, which were quite odd. But I'd never go as far as to say like full-on believer. I say there's things out there we don't understand, but that's I want to understand. I'm intrigued in it in a scientific method, almost. If there is something out there, it must be measurable, it must be provable. So that's where it spikes my interest. I'm actually hoping this year to try and find some funding to side for a little bit of kit. I've already got some of it, but I need something else, and it's basically a DIY night vision kit. Basically you use a car camera with an with infrared abilities. You buy an infrared torch that's on the same spectrum or very close to the same infrared spectrum as the camera picks up, and then with them two linked together you have the ability to see a greater amount in the infrared spectrum not only from the surroundings projected towards your to the camera, but also the infrared that you're giving to the environment, which may project shadows that aren't normally visible and things like that. It is a very basic kit. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's some advanced piece of tech and I'm going to be one of the world's forerunning ghost hunters or anything, but I am intrigued by the subject. I'm interested in all that sort of stuff. Can't do shit all about most of it, but with the ghost side of things, I have a theory. It's probably not right, but it's my theory and it's what I'm working on. That when people die of traumatic experience, the last moments their brain emits what could almost be described as an EMP of their electrical brain activity, which then imprints on a surrounding or on an item, and then those waves, electrical waves from their brain, stay active within that item, or at least dormant in that item, until such a time that someone receptive or the right circumstance or the right environment presents it with the ability to manifest into something that could be considered a ghost. My theory hinges on the ability for electrons and neutrons to hold any kind of charge they wish, which scientists are basically working on right now, that you can change the charge of a lot of different atoms, neutrons, positrons and all that shit, and it will basically keep the material the same, but its density can change, its molecular base structure can change. It's a very complex theory, and again, probably wrong, but it's the one I'm working towards because it's the only, I don't want to say the only, it's a fathomable theory that I can work with to explain paranormal activity. The ability for a ghost to manifest and be visible and, you know, that sort of thing. Typical fucking light change. Like bringing your bike down from like 70 mile an hour to 5, only to fucking put it back on again. Is it gonna let us? Oh, you fucking bastard. These lights, man. Anyway, so yeah, and I'm just intrigued by the whole side of it. Like, a lot of it can be explained by people's want or desire for it to be real. Same with I don't buy into it, but you know, when you go to like a seance or whatever they call them, where you meet a medium or a psychic or whatever, and they'll connect with your dead relatives. Yeah, I don't buy into all of that. You know, it's well documented these people are very gifted in their abilities to read others and to do research and figure these things out, so I don't buy into it. The only way I could buy into it, the entirety of the idea, is if the medium person turned around and said, oh yeah, and then give me something very unique from a relative that I've never told anybody about and nobody knows it about them. That's the only way I could find myself willing to believe anything they say to me. It'd have to be something that no one else knows, that's very obscure. It's the only way. Yeah, but I'm fascinated by all of that sort of stuff. I'm fascinated by their use of technology, how they took the old Xbox Kinect systems and they started using them as ghost detectors, because what you do is they jerry-rig it so that it's linked to a screen in like a testing mode, and then it shows like how it connects to a human body. So then if you put it on an empty room that's apparently haunted, the system will show you that it's picking up bodies moving through the area. I find that sort of thing fascinating. So fascinating. And I know that it upsets people, well, it might upset people, I don't know if it definitely will, but I know it can upset people to tell them that you're skeptical of their abilities, especially someone who very deeply believes and may or may not be able to communicate with the dead or ghosts, or to see spirits or people's auras and things like that. It can upset people when you take a very scientific method to it. Again, at the same time, we don't understand it all, so it would be foolish to write them off. I will listen, I will take in what they say, but they have to understand that I am a skeptic at best. You know, the information they may be providing may be 100% true and accurate, but again, I'm skeptical for a reason. I'm a child of science, if you will. It's just unfortunate we don't have the methods to actually prove some of the things yet. There's a lot of arguments for the evidence in the scientific. Yeah, still recording. Yay! We went on to tape number 2. Go Edge Woman. Fucking idiot. Anyway, so yeah, although I am skeptical, I am open, because I want to understand, I want to examine, and it's all just fascinating to me. I mean, obviously, feel free to drop down into the comments and leave your opinions on this matter. I'm always intrigued to hear other people's. Again, I know my theory is quite far-fetched. I've given it a lot of thought over the years, and it's a plausibility for me that, you know, the electrical signals of the brain could be caught and held and then redistributed at a time when they're, you know, because a lot of it will be like perception. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of people perceive, like I forget the name of the condition where you can see faces where there isn't any. My eyes. Yeah, you can see faces when there isn't actually a face there, but there's a condition for it. It's basically the human element in us looking for another face to look upon. Why? I don't know. It's fucking weird. And we try to humanize everything we see, so you might see an animal walking in the woods out the corner of your eye, your brain will go, that was humanoid in nature, I need to be terrified. And in actual fact it was something completely innocent, just a sheep that wasn't in its pen or whatever. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of creepy shit on the internet that would tell you otherwise, and again, I'm equally intrigued about those things. I'm always shocked by the camera work, and equally shocked that they don't take more than one person, and that they don't have more lights, and at least some form of defence. It's always shocking to me, but still intriguing. But yeah, I am fascinated. One I used to watch quite a bit for the content he would put out regarding the subject was Suffolk Andy. I gotta be honest, I fell off the YouTubes big time this last year, 2 years, because no one's been putting stuff out as regularly, and even when they have, I haven't had time. We've been so busy at work, and we've had people going off with COVID, we've had people going off just quitting. So it's been a very hectic time, and I just haven't been able to dedicate myself to YouTube as much as I would like. So shit happens. But yeah, Suffolk Andy used to put out a lot of stuff, and again, he's an individual who believes or can at least perceive spirits and knows when they intend harm or malice and things like that. and whenever he does a tour of a place, he will protect himself, his soul, his aura, that sort of thing, before entering a place, and will be wary of the spirit's intentions and be ready to leave if necessary. Deeply intriguing, very deeply intriguing. We used to have a lot of spirited conversations on YouTube about it, but I'm just overall very intrigued. Hey, nobody tried to kill me. It was a good day, good day. But there's nothing wrong with a healthy interest, a healthy curiosity. Another thing, literature. Written literature regarding the occult and things of that nature. How stories like Dracula and things came to be. Dracula. You know, that sort of thing always holds a place with my intrigue. Not the Hollywood bullshit versions of these things, but the actual backgrounds, the real lore of it all. I bet in the Vatican, in Vatican City, I bet there are some hella interesting bits of scripture that would make very good reading to someone like myself, provided I could actually read it, because I bet they don't print it in Times New Roman English. Yeah, I doubt I'm going to find a Latin scripture regarding hell and all that lot in Times New Roman. Bloody unfortunate, mind, but because I'm not gifted with the old gab. Whee! Oh dear, I was actually a little bit too much excited then. I imagine a lot of US highways are like this. Just completely unlit. It's not a bad view, to be honest. It's actually quite nice when you can see it. Because from the top of that hill, I've said it before now, you can see all the way to Liverpool. I say, the wind is a bit rough along here, man. That grid was slippy. Get home, you dirty stop-outs! You dirty stop-outs! You!
Get out!
No!